Hi everyone, welcome to Lipstick on a Rig. Today we're going to be making this super tiny newborn beanie. For this project, I'm going to be using size 4 medium weight acrylic yarn, and this is just the Big Twist Value brand. I'll also be using a size F or 5 crochet hook. To get started, you're just going to want to tie a magic circle and place 12 double crochets inside of it. And if you're unfamiliar with any of the stitches used in this pattern, including the magic circle, then please check the links in the description because I'll have my stitch tutorials listed there. And once you have your magic circle in place, then we're going to begin a continuous loop pattern. And that means that we won't be starting and stopping each individual row, but instead it's going to act as more of a spiral. So to get started, we're going to place 1 double crochet in our first stitch here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to place a front post stitch around that exact same stitch's post. So that's going to be right here. And if you're unfamiliar with how to place a front post stitch, I'm going to show you. So the first thing you want to do is find your post, which is right here. That's all of these posts making up these stitches. So this is not the V portion of the stitch, but the post instead. So to place a front post stitch, yarn over, then insert your crochet hook up around the post, through the back, and then back up to the front like that. Then you're going to yarn over and drop the post, then yarn over and drop 2 loops, and yarn over and drop 2 more loops. So as you can tell, we're going to be doubling the number of stitches in our row. So when we get done, we should have a total of 24 stitches. So go ahead and place a double crochet in the top portion of your next stitch and then a front post stitch around that same stitch, and just repeat that for every stitch in your row. And when you get to the end of your row, it should look something like this. So now what we're going to do is we're going to place back post stitches in all of our regular double crochet stitches and then front post stitches in our previous row's front post stitches. So for every regular double crochet stitch, you're going to place 2 back post stitches. So this stitch here was a regular double crochet stitch. So I'm going to show you how to place a back post stitch in it. Go ahead and yarn over. And then working from the back to the front, you're going to insert your crochet hook up around the post like this. And then you're just going to finish out that post stitch by dropping the post, dropping 2 loops, and then dropping 2 more loops. And so now we're going to repeat that process one more time, placing another back post stitch in that exact same stitch. And then in our next stitch, we're going to place a front post stitch. And that's going to be your pattern for the entire row, placing 2 back post stitches in every regular double crochet stitch and then a front post stitch in every front post stitch. And when you get to the end of your row, it should look like this. And that was our last row of increasing. So now all you're going to want to do is follow like stitches. So in every stitch where you had a back post stitch, you're going to place a back post stitch. And in every stitch where you had a front post stitch, you'll now place a front post stitch. And when you get to the end of your row, it should look like this. So now all you're going to want to do is just repeat that last row over and over and over again. And at the end of each row, you should have a total of 36 stitches. So I went ahead and repeated that last row 7 times. So now all you're going to want to do is just switch to single crochets. So just place 1 single crochet in each stitch in your row. So I went ahead and crocheted 4 rows of placing 1 single crochet in each stitch in my row. So now we're just going to place a slip stitch in the next 10 stitches. And then once you have your 10 slip stitches in place, then we're just going to cut and tie off our yarn. And I like to weave my tail working in the direction that I was crocheting for a couple of stitches. And then I like to weave it up the inside of the beanie. Please let me know in the comments below if you experienced any issues while you were making this, and I will do my best to help you out. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel, Lipstick on a Rig. Thank you so much for working with me, and I hope you have a wonderful, awesome day.